Hello and welcome to Clever With Your Gaming. Today we're talking about an interview that Angry Joe, which is one of my favourite YouTubers, he had with one of the lead designers of Star Wars Battlefront 2, well, the multiplayer lead designer, and some of the things that were said in the interview, in response to Angry Joe's questions, I don't think the answers that they gave were good enough to justify why there's a star card loot box system in the multiplayer, which I will go through some of their justifications in a second. What they reckon is what we want, and I'm also going to go through some of the stuff that Joe asked about and how the guy kind of just tried to sleaze his way past the question, and he comes up with a lot of the same excuses over and over again, and it becomes very repetitive. And Angry Joe is, you can see on his face he's trying to get an answer out of the guy, but I don't think that the responses they gave to Angry Joe was good enough. I think Angry Joe, as I said, is an amazing YouTuber. A lot of people don't like his stuff because of his movie reviews, but I like pretty much everything he does. Obviously you can't agree with everything that everyone does, but I like most of his content. I think he's a fantastic YouTuber, one of my favourite YouTubers in fact, and what pisses me off is the fact that, Angry Joe, who's a really, as I said, brilliant YouTuber, gave him the chance to come out on his show and talk to the, nearly 3 million viewers that he gets, and get to answer why are they sticking these loot boxes in, actually talk to the public on a wide scale without having to pay anything for press releases or anything like that, without having to sit there going through some sort of interview through Twitter, Twitch, or whatever you want to call it. But, he gave him a chance just to, do a nice, easy interview and answer what Angry Joe would say was the core players, because a lot of people who follow Angry Joe are core gamers, and as I said, let's get into it now. Let's get into what they basically was asked. So basically, he was asked, like, why did he link basically the star card loot box system to the progression? So basically, they linked it to progression in the game. You have to level up your character. You have to keep getting loot boxes. But what they've done the same sort of system as the original sort of. I'd probably say the easiest way of saying it would be sort of, if anyone ever played Plants vs Zombies, the first one, basically when you level up your characters in Plants vs Zombies, you got to sort of just like do these challenges, and once you leveled up that character, you then would get a pack for that character, and that might contain an upgrade or some cool looking gear for your character to wear. That sort of stuff is okay, but once again, that's the way they've changed it to anyway now. But before they try to do is make it so it's all loot box only. So basically, you'd have to go through the game and just keep playing matches to get loot boxes. Now, another major thing that was brought up in the interview was the fact that and I experienced this myself, no matter how well you did in a game of Star Wars Battlefront 2, that you got the same amount of credits, tokens, whatever you want to call them, to basically the bullshit currency to buy loot boxes. And basically he said, if someone does really well, then how are they going to earn more than someone who just sits around the match doing nothing? People could just basically, I consider it being exploit, people just joining the match and just leaving it there, and they didn't even change the system. They didn't think it needed changing, really. Instead they put a stupid challenge system in, say like better players have to do challenges and shit. Nobody wants, like, if someone like me who's, I like to play the games, and I wouldn't say I'm good at a game, but I get the moments where I can have a really good match. I don't want to sit there doing fucking challenges. I just want to enjoy the game, and the fact that if I want to earn more in the game to get your loot boxes so I can progress in the game, that I'd have to sit there and fucking do challenges to get credits. No, that pisses me off. You should actually just make it like every other game is, and make it so, the reason it's like that in every other game, what I was going to explain to, I'm getting kind of muddled up here, but the reason that the system where if you do better as a gamer, you get more in a game is because it works. The system works. It's a proven system that a lot of people like. So having it so it's challenges, it's okay for unlockable stuff, but for progression, which is the loot boxes, You know, it shouldn't be like that. It should just be, if you are playing well, you do better. You know, you get better rewards. That's the way I think it should be anyway. Now, another thing that was brought up in the interview was, where the hell is Galactic Conquest? And now that is mine and Josh's one of the favourite game modes from Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I still play today. No kidding, guys. I still play it on my PC on Steam today. I heavily modify it though. I make it so there's thousands of units on the battlefield. It's quite fun. But what I'm saying is, you know, the fact is, they pulled out one of the biggest game modes in the game. And a lot of people say, yeah, they put a lot of work into Star Wars Battlefront 2 compared to the first one. But when you look at it, it's still an empty shell of what Star Wars Battlefront is. You know, if we were to call these Star Wars Battlefront reboots a sequel, because technically they are sequels, because, you know, they're remaking what has already been, so it's technically a sequel in my eyes. It should be better than the original, but, you know, it's not better. It's once again still a cut down, and I think it's going to be a mess. I know there's going to be some sort of bug on launch, knowing EA. There's always bugs on launch, but, you know, stuff like that I can forgive. I can forgive bugs on launch as long as the single player works and I can play with a fucking AI, because I know that people online are going to do my fucking head in. They'll find some sort of way to piss me off. But yeah, you know, it's not improved. The game is not improved. It's just, okay, in a way it's improved, but it's just not, you know, it hasn't improved compared to Star Wars Battlefront 2, the original. The only thing that seems to be better is the fact that it's got a campaign, which is a good point. It gets good points from me for that, and the fact that the graphics are nice, which, once again, graphics aren't everything in a game. I much prefer gameplay over graphics. I will play Minecraft for hours on end when I feel creative and feel like building more of my city, and I'll just sit there and play Minecraft because, you know, I believe that it's all about gameplay and not about graphics a lot of the time. I mean, graphics are nice, don't get me wrong. They are a nice sort of bonus for me if something can play well and give good graphics. It just shows that, you know, to get a decent Star Wars Battlefront, I think a decent sequel, they had 2 years with the game. I think it must have been about 2 years they've had with the game. And they really need to give it 3 or 4 years and get everything that the players want. And look, I get it. A lot of people say stop moaning about the star cards because all the DLC is free. But think about it, guys. We're already paying £60, £50, whatever edition you bought, I don't know, for the game. You already paid for that base game. And, you know, back in the day when I was younger, like, video games, the DLCs that would come out would mostly be free on PC, because everything when I was younger was, like, gaming was mainly on PC when I was younger, and basically all stuff like DLC additions and add-on packs, whatever you want to call them, they were all basically free. So, you know, I don't think it's an excuse to say, oh, we put these in there, we put these microtransactions in there to make sure you keep getting free stuff. They're going to make enough money from the licensing of the game alone. EA are. They'll make loads of money. And do you know what? I'd rather them sell us other stuff, like, to do with the game, like, I don't know, skins for stormtroopers. I don't know. Just think of something else. There must be something else they can do rather than sell us fucking loot boxes. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with loot boxes. I don't think it's a justified system. Even free-to-play games now are pulling loot boxes out of their games because it's such a bad feedback, which is also a good thing. It shows that we're winning this war against this, it seems like, an unformidable force of loot boxes, and I'm really happy that we are, because I really do not want to keep gaming if there's going to be fucking loot boxes in every single game that I buy. Now, one of you probably wondering, you guys are, as I said, one of you then, well, you guys are probably wondering, or at least one of you will be asked, why am I playing Lego Marvel's superheroes? Well, one of the things is it's one of the most amazing, like, superhero games you'll ever play, because it's, you know, awesome, and also it's Lego. I love Lego games. But the main reason is I just got finished watching Thor Ragnarok. Brilliant film. I don't care if you hate it or not. It's a fantastic film. Go out and watch it. It's one of the best Marvel films ever. A lot of people hate it because it adds comedy in. I mean, I don't see why people have a problem with adding comedy to a film, because it's all about being entertained. And if I'm believing myself right, but, you know, I think that having something to laugh at is, you know, for me, it's entertaining. It's fun. So yeah, you know, for Ragnarok, go and watch it. Anyway, so back to the questions at hand. So basically, Angry Joe ended the sequence with basically saying, you know, why haven't for the next one, you know, we need stuff like the hunt mode back. We don't want any fucking loot boxes for the third one. It's a whole lot, I'll leave a link to the video in the description. There's a whole lot of stuff, and basically the main excuses why they put them in were the fact that they wanted people to play more classes. Well, there's other ways you can do, you know, you can make it more attractive for people to play all types of classes by making the different classes and different stuff more variable, you know, making it more different, make it a bit more selective to be able to want, you know, to want to choose the different classes. And the other thing is apparently is that it's a much player requested feature as loot boxes. Who the fuck is requesting loot boxes in the video games? Seriously. I don't know even one person out there who goes, you know what would make this game better? I know, let's you know, pull out parts of the game and sell them to us back in little random boxes. It's fucking bullshit. EA, your excuses aren't good enough. I mean, thank God that Angry Joe actually got the chance to have the interview. As I said, fantastic YouTuber. I support his channel. Honestly, guys, go check his channel. I'll leave a link to the video in the description. From there, I highly suggest that you subscribe to him. He does some really good videos. But basically, you know, I don't think that EA done, you know, any justice for themselves here. There was no good enough excuses to why this system is put in place, why it's linked to progression. It's bullshit. It just shows how the fact that EA, who did change their money grabbing ways, have gone back to their money grabbing ways. They just pulled themselves out of the worst company of the year spotlight for a little while to now push themselves headfirst back into it. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening to my sort of rant sort of thing. I don't know what I'm going to call this. I'm probably going to call it something like excuses. I don't know. But we'll think about a title as I upload it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the whole EA situation and the loot box situation with Star Wars Battlefront 2. And I really hope that at least we'll get a decent campaign out of the game. So, you know, not everyone's money is wasted. And the bot matches, I swear to God, they better fucking work. They better goddamn work. Well, bot matches have been one of the funnest things ever. I know a lot of people find them boring, but for me, it's all about the immersion of just being in the Star Wars feel. You know, I can't wait to see what they've got in store for us with it as well. You know, as much as I want to hate on the game, I do love the game because I'm a massive Star Wars fan. So yeah, you know, there's not really much else I can say. I wish you guys good luck in the game. I hope if you're buying it, that you don't get too disappointed, and that EA will hopefully look at their mistakes and what they've done this time and go back and actually listen to fan feedback and not make excuses on why they got loot boxes in, and keep fighting a good fight against loot boxes, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.